Hello students, Mr. Plaker here, coming to you from the choir room. For those of you who are coming back to our program, glad to have you. And for those of you who are sixth graders or brand new, welcome to our workplace when we finally are able to get back together in person. Before we talk about this year, I thought maybe you'd like to know a little bit about me.
Here's the house where I grew up, me and my two younger sisters. And guess what? You know where I live now? I live right next door. And right down the block from where I grew up, that's where Mrs. Carlson lived. She was my piano teacher when I was a kid. My world was pretty small when I was young. This is where I went to kindergarten, at Farragut School. It's only a half block from my house. From 1st through 8th grade, here's where I went to school, at St. Ray's. This is also the first place that I ever sang in a choir. And when we were kids, the choir sang over there. Yep, our school choir sang at the Cathedral of St. Raymond, which is only a couple of blocks from where I grew up. It has this huge tower. I've been up there, and believe it or not, you can see Drauden Point's area of town from up there. I went to high school here at the old Joliet Catholic High School. The old building is closed now, and my school became part of JCA. I went to college here at the University of St. Francis. This is one of the oldest buildings in town. It was built in 1881. Here's another one of the buildings at St. Francis where I went to college. It's called Tower Hall. This is where I took music classes. I sang in the choir and also in a group called the Madrigals, which is for a cappella singing. And guess what? There's the school where my kindergarten was. It's kitty corner. I told you my world was small when I was young.
While I was taking the tour of my neighborhood today, I jumped in the car and took a ride to downtown Joliet, to a couple of cool spots that have involved the choir.
The last couple of years, choir members have had some fun opportunities. We've sung the national anthem here at the Joliet Slammers Stadium. And choir members have taken part in 2 exciting shows here at the beautiful Rialto Square Theater.
So I'm back in the choir room now, where I've been teaching for many years. As you can see from my background, I've been playing the piano since I was a 2nd grader. And I joined a choir for the first time when I was in 4th grade, and I've been making music ever since. The choir room is located down the encore wing. One of my favorite things about the choir room is the stuff that I've got on the wall. Let me show you.
I'm getting pretty old, so when I was young, they didn't have digital downloads. I bought nothing but record albums, and I've got a bunch of my favorites up on the wall. But then everything switched to CDs, and I have lots of my favorites on my bulletin boards here in the room. Here's the choir room piano. One of the best parts about my job is that I get to play the piano every day at work.
Here's our seating for the choir room. You can see we've got tons of chairs, and when we're finally able to come back together, we've got lots of space to spread out so that we can make music together and stay safe at the same time. In our regular music classes, when we're all together, we have a bunch of guitars, one for every student to play. We have lots of cool other music equipment too. African drums, xylophones, and lots of rhythm instruments. I've been here at Drauden Point a long time, 16 years now. And while some of you are brand new to our school, I've taught many of your older brothers and sisters. Whether you're a returning student to music class or choir this year, or a brand new 6th grader in the building, we realize it's going to be a strange beginning. And one of the hardest things is going to be, how do we make music together? How do we sing? How do we play? Because while people make music alone, the most fun part about it is being able to make it with other people. But we're working on it, and we're going to figure this out together.
Yes, we're going to be spending a lot of time on the computer together as we start the year. But in order to get ready,
we arranged for some cool new software called Soundtrap. It's an online recording studio where we can make music and we can sing. I made a beat just before I taped here. Let me start it. I'm still learning to use it, but it can do amazing things, and we're going to learn how it works together. Yes, the start of the school year is going to be unlike any other, but you know what? We're going to figure out a way to make music together, just like people all over the world have been doing ever since March, when the shutdown first hit. I know you've probably been watching online, and people have been creating amazing things without being able to get together, and we're going to make it work too. I'm so excited that you're part of the program this year. Some of you in your second or third year, some of you brand new, and I can't wait to see you next week and get started on making some music together. Welcome to the Drauden Point Choir Room. And for those of you who are new to my room and to me, that is Mr. Plaker, which rhymes with Los Angeles Lakers. See you next week.